Hello, 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 everybody. Thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome to GQUAT Traditions, better known as GQUAT or Garden Quilt and Art Show, where good friends become family and family is everything. Hello, Maria Graham. I'm looking on my phone because it'll be a while, I think, before it shows up. Let me try this. Yeah, there it is. So now I can see you guys. Joanne Stevens. Hey, Sissy. Thank you for coming and welcome. Everybody's saying hello. Reading Dunzel Cooper. Hello. Hello, hello, nephew. Thank you for coming. And thank you all for the 5 thumbs up. Yankee Sister Olmsted. Hola, hermana. In the bushes listening, editing your challenge entry. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I have to tell you all about a challenge. You can see I'm a bit tussled, and I don't know what goes on here. My granddaughter says, Nana, I saw you and your hair was sticking down. Is that your new way to wear it? No, I'm trying to wear it with a part, a slide part, a side part, not a slide part, duh. And it's not long enough to go over there yet. So it just stops in the middle of the road. So, my sister is pink hand waving. Oh, hermana, Yankee sister, I got a package for you, and some of it includes some fabric that you can use as a frost cover. So, you want to do a drop and swap or send somebody by, come on through. Come on through. So, speaking of challenges, I'm in a Facebook group. Well, no, no, no. I'm not going to start there. Hello, everybody. I'd like to welcome all of the subscribers, people who are visiting for the first time. Of course, my wonderful moderators. I wouldn't have a channel without you. And the friends and family club members. I had a wonderful birthday, you guys, and thanks for all of the support you gave me in all of the different ways. It was so wonderful. I don't even have to do it every day for 30 days. I know I'm loved, and I know you guys care about me. So now, Yankee sister said, yes, she'll be in touch. In fact, I made some black bean soup this morning. I like soups in when it's chilly out. It's getting down in the 30s and 40s at night here in Connecticut 6B. So Yankee sister made some chicken broth, and I used some of her chicken broth in my black bean soup. I put celery, fresh celery, carrots. Guess what I did though? Instead of putting a little bit of potatoes in as one of the background veggies and celery, I chopped up. Oh, remember the turnips I had in the bowl from the other day? I put those in there. OMG, they are so good. And it's low carb because of the turnips. Michael, hello, Michael. Thanks for coming. And welcome, welcome, welcome. Maria Graham saying, Happy birthday, Auntie. I'm still celebrating. Still celebrating. I don't know how many of you like boxing, watch boxing, but you have to be born yesterday to not know who Mike Tyson is. And Mike Tyson, Maria Graham says she loves black bean soup. I have a lot of it. And I don't know if I told you guys I was doing my pantry prepping. I'm a little bit tired today because I was up half the night. I usually take an evening nap, and one of my friends came by who also had a birthday, and I put a care package together, and the care package had a lot of like prepping stuff in it. I recently ordered some beans on Amazon, and they came in 4 pound packages. 4-pound packages. So I accidentally ordered two. So I gave her a 4-pound package of red beans and a 4-pound package of dark red beans and some other stuff. I'm not saying it, but yes, Michael, I'm going to say your full name until you agree to come up, show your hands, do something. You don't have to show your face, show a picture of your squirrel, show a picture of something. I did see your video, and I will let others come to your channel, but I saw your video where there was something rotten in Denmark. I'll put it that way. And something happened in your with your hydroponics. But you know what? If at first you don't succeed, try again. Mike is a wonderful hydroponic gardener, but guess what? Sometimes your electronics fail. It's not you. You know, it's when a relationship breaks up, and sometimes it's your fault, sometimes it's the other person's fault. But guess what? You got to keep rolling along. Remember that flight? Oh, oh, my sister Joanne says, remember that flight in Vegas when me and my husband almost missed it because the knockout was so fast? Oh, she said the fight. We were at Caesar's Palace. We had a suite at Caesar's Palace. No, we were at the Mirage Hotel. And Odom's Homestead, thanks for coming and welcome. I like boxing. I go all the way back to the day of Tommy Hearn, Sugar Ray Leonard. In fact, Sugar Ray Leonard lived not too far from me when I lived in the DMV. And his son and my son were the same age and used to go to some of the birthday parties. But what my sister Joanna's talking about, we went to one of the, we used to go to a lot of fights, and you pay all this money for the tickets. I got one of the jackets, embroidered jackets, fight jackets. And we were upstairs in our hotel suite, and you could see all the people milling around in the hotel. We didn't go down there right away because we were right there. We were staying there. Hey, sis, the New Orleans gardener, Tina. I've been watching everybody's collards and cabbages. We were just talking about Mike's college cabbages and collards. So going back to my sister's story about my husband and I almost missing the fight, we we were in a room, and they said there was, anyway, there was like a fight in the ring. It was crazy. Jags J3GS, thanks for coming and welcome, where good friends become family, and family is everything. Jags, I saw your cabbages and collards too. I seen them. So going back, we got to the fight like, I don't know how many, a couple minutes late. There was a knockout in the first round. We almost missed the fight. And then the people started fighting. The people started fighting in the ring. The managers and the corner people and everything. It was cray cray. It was cray cray. It was fun though. It was fun. So, how's everybody doing? I went to my garden the other day with a friend of mine, and they wanted to leave me because they said it was too cold. And I'm like, no, we're going to spend an hour out here today. I have to water. I see everybody in other states getting rain. We haven't had rain in Connecticut. We're having the wildflowers. I mean, wild. What is wrong with me? Getting tongue tied. Wildfires in New Jersey, New York, and here in Connecticut. Who'd have thunk it? But I had to water, and of course, Mr. Hershey has to go out. He was being bad. And Thursday during my birthday, he was being a bug in a rug. He was trying to climb on my lap while I was talking. So I put him away in one of his other beds. So, everybody, those of you who are still working on your edits, Don't forget the New Orleans Gardener collard and cabbage challenge. You need to get your edit in before midnight tonight, okay? So don't say Auntie Ellen didn't warn you. So, oh, I was going to tell you about a challenge. So, I'm on a Facebook group. I don't need to be on any gardening group because Mike's cooking a wife a hamburger and doesn't want it to burn. Oh, you make some good meat on that grill, Michael. Michael. So, y'all come back now. You're here. And my allergies are acting up. Looking in the chat. The New Orleans Gardener saying, hello, Joanne, Yankee sister, everybody. So I belong to the this random group on Facebook. It's about gardening, and they're having a challenge. I don't need any more challenges. I love the gardening family that I'm with on YouTube, and but somehow I must have joined it before. Hashtag collards and cabbage 2024 due now. Thank you, Mike. Um, T Nog, the New Orleans gardener. I know you don't usually do this, but put exclamation mark TNOG in the chat to drop your link so people can find you. Those of you, it's too late to join the challenge, but you can enjoy it and see all the people who are growing collards and cabbages because a lot of them will be cooking them for Thanksgiving. Me, I didn't have enough, so I confess I went to a local farm and bought 2 cases of them. I ain't too proud. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna eat by hook or by crook. So that's what I was doing. Back to Facebook and the random gardening group. So there was supposed to be a seed exchange. I only found out about it yesterday, Friday, after going live on Thursday. I knew I was going to be watching the fight. I watched part of it. You're welcome. You're welcome, sis. I knew I was going to be watching it with Dolores. She was doing a watch along, which was like almost 5 hours. And so the closing date for this gardening challenge, and it was going to pair you with someone else, almost like a seed exchange with one person. And then they would tell you whose name you picked. Um, Tina, put exclamation mark, that little thingy up there on top of the one on your keyboard if you're on your computer, exclamation mark TNOG. Uh, I was going to try to do it, but if I do it, it'll just show my link. Exclamation mark TNOG 511. Or can one of the mods put her link in for her and help us out? I remember when I first started coming in people's chat and I didn't know how to do things, and the mods would help me get my link in because I didn't know how to do it. And all the rest of you who are in the chat who are content creators, oh, you're on the phone? Well, maybe one of the mods can drop it for you, I think. Let me see if I can do it. How about that? I'm learning something new every day. So, just a minute, you guys. TNOG 511. Oh, so I don't know why it's not coming up. Or maybe it will later. Or maybe you have to push the exclamation mark, the New Orleans gardener, the whole thing. How about that? I don't know. Let's try that, you guys, because we're all learning every day. The we're just trying stuff. I don't know. Well, apologies if it doesn't work out, but it don't work on. Oh, see, I didn't know that it won't work on the phone. I'm learning something, but I tried. But you guys can go and go over there yourself. You can also find all of the people in the challenge by putting what Mike said earlier about hashtag collar cabbages and collards. Mike, put down the link for the cabbages and collards. Oh, that's right. He's turning his hamburgers. Okay. Well, we'll get back to it. And the rest of you, or maybe just the whole thing isn't working. Some of the rest of you, you got Auntie? Oh, I spelled gardener wrong. So that's okay. But I tried. And see, that's what family does. We do our best to, lift each other up, to share stories and do things. And that's all you can do. So I was telling you about people that don't try for you. A Yankee sister got hers in. Thank you. She got hers in. So I was in this group, and like I said, I just found out yesterday. The closing was today, and you had to fill out this questionnaire. So I filled it out, and they had a question. Can you? No, they tell you to fill it out. So I filled everything out. Then they sent another link, and I filled out the questions, more questions, and I said I'm a disabled senior, and because I normally only go to the post office myself on Saturday. On Saturday, sometimes during the week, I have an aide or I'll have somebody that can go to the store, CVS or something, because I don't go out every day. I had a knee replacement surgery earlier in the year, and I've had several big surgeries, so I don't walk a lot or stand a lot. I can do everything, but my legs just give out if I stand too long. So I told them in the comments when they on this group that, oh, and you had to fill out 25 packets and for your seeds, and you had to decorate the packages, and you had to they said they wanted you to get them to the post office by the 20th. Well, today's the 16th. I know I'm going live tonight. They didn't close today till I find out who the seeds were going to. Tomorrow I'm going to spend the whole day with my mom. So that's that. And I didn't think I would be able to get to the post office by Wednesday, the 20th. And I was honest about it. So they said, well, would you be able to? I could have said yes and just not done it. But I'm not shady like that. So she sent me a message on my Facebook page, and the lady said, "Check your messages." Hey sis, the New Orleans, I mean Miss Shirley OG, I saw you out there in your vertical planter with yours. So the lady sends me a message then telling me that, well, basically rules is rules. And she didn't even say, unfortunately, if you can't do it by the 20th to meet the guideline, you can't be in it. Like, I wish you could see this, because I told her I had a channel. Oh, well, I wasn't doing that, mother. Hi. I wasn't doing neck jive. I wasn't doing that neck stuff, mom. Oh, yay. The New Lawrence gardener is there. Thanks, Nightbot. Cool beans, cool beans. So I'm like, you know what? Guess what, you guys? This channel is bigger than her little funky. No, I didn't say that, and I'm not going to be mean about it. Not going to be mean about it. Let them do what they do. I'm going to withdraw from that group anyway, because I don't give a rat's. And I have the 25 envelopes here. I'm going to draw a picture of a feather. And you see, I even filled in the little green heart for the traditions. But I already had seeds that I was going to give out for Christmas. And they're like this. So guess what? Sissy, I stopped, Sissy. I'm being good again. I'm being good again, y'all. The good the good daughter is being good again. But guess what? These 25 extra packs of seeds, I'm going to put my own seeds in. And I got lots of them. Lots of them, lots of them. And I'm going to give them out to y'all, to my friends and family. So, how about that? So, you guys, a 58-year-old fighter won a fight with a 27-year-old heavyweight fighter. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? For those of you who don't follow boxing. So, what we're going to do today, and it won't take long because I have a challenge out to you guys to do something every day, create some art, even if it's only 15 minutes on your break. I know you're in your gardens, I know you're doing other things, you're cooking. And yes, this is my fabric for my granddaughter's bone neck pillow. Tonight, what we're going to do, I found some more ugly fabric that my great grandson loved, and I made his two sisters a new quilt. Oh, did he lose last night? I don't even know. I don't even know. I don't even know, T-Nog. Maybe he did. Maybe the other guy did win. I know it was a beatdown. It was a beatdown. Maria Graham says it's very nice about the seeds. Karen's little garden. Hello, hello, hello. Maria Graham said she's doing well. Mike, Mike, Mike. Thanks for coming back. And I made a juicy turkey burger the other day. It was really good. I put a pack of sassoon in there. So I'm going to push this back because the reason I'm making my great grandchildren new quilts and new neckbone pillows. Oh, he did lose. Oh, well, thank you, T Nog. That's what happens when you fall asleep on the job. GT Jr. grows in Alaska. Thank you. Thank you for coming. So, I've made quilts for the kids before, and they helped work on them themselves, passing on the tradition of quilting or the love of quilts. They love cuddling up and getting under them. You can even make fleece quilts. You can make down throws. You don't have to actually sew or quilt. So you can do that. So most of you have heard, who have been here for a while, heard the story. My eyes water, so I'm going to put a tissue up my sleeve. The story about when I was in Arizona with Auntie Joanne, we went around to different quilt stores. Hey, Ten, the educated natural. Thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. And we went to a quilt shop, and there was some fabric, some of the best quality fabric, but it was ugly. I have a friend who is international quilter, very well known, named Monty S. Hunter. And she says there's no such thing as ugly fabric. You just didn't cut it small enough. So we went in this, it was a like reassignment store, very, very nice store. And they had different pieces of fabric. And they had this one piece of fabric that was 15 yards long. And Deborah Garrett, thanks for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome to the Garden Quilts and Art Show where good friends become family, and family is everything. Donzel Cooper saying hi, Auntie Ellen, and everyone in the chat. So we went to this shop, and the fabric was printed with, guess what? Guess what? From a distance, it looks like red and yellow, right? You see it up close? Those are frogs. My sister said, my sister and my great granddaughters don't like bugs. They don't like bugs. My sister, flies chased her out all over North Carolina when we were little, when we used to go down there in the summer times. So we went home and I couldn't sleep that night. All I kept thinking about was these 15 yards of good quality fabric, and I didn't get any of it. So the next day, I got her to drive me back over there. I bought all 15 yards. Tampa's Creek Homestead and more. Thank you for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. You will enjoy this because I'm going to be working on a quilt this evening, and it's a very simple quilt. The quilt that I made for my great granddaughters, I put a really thick seam in it, and it's going to be a rag quilt. You see this, and I'm going to fringe it. But they're like 5'8" and 5'10" inches tall. So they've outgrown their other quilts. Their baby brother is 6'2". He's only 16. Frogs are your kryptonite. There's two. There's two. So I went back, so I had 15 yards of this ugly frog fabric, right? And then about, I don't know, it must have been 12 years ago in North Carolina, I bought 160 yards of fabric from a yard sale. And I could not, I don't even like red. And I had all this fabric. I was using it for everything. I made Roscoe, Auntie Joanne's husband, an all red rag quilt. I gave batches of fabric in 10-yard pieces to some of my quilting friends. And the red fabric looked like this. So Cameron, my great grandson, we worked on a quilt together. The first one he outgrew, he would come upstairs at mom's house on the third floor, and I had a craft room slash studio, and he would come up there and help me arrange the blocks and keep me company while I worked on his quilt. He says, Nana, I want the fabric with the frogs on it because then my sisters won't get under it, right? So we made this quilt, but now it's too short for him. So I'm making a new quilt for him, except I'm not doing the thick seams for the rag quilt. I'm doing just regular 1/4 inch seams, and that will make this quilt at least 6-8 inches longer by not doing that. So let's go over. I've actually sewn, so these are 10.5-inch blocks, and I'm making the columns 8 blocks long. So even with the seams, 10 times 8 is 80 inches. 6 feet tall is 72 inches. So technically, this quilt should be a little bit longer, and I'm going to put a binding on it. So I've got the columns already numbered and marked, and I have 6 columns across. So that will be about 60 inches across and 80 inches long. But even with the seams, that should take it down to about 75 inches, which well, if he grows more than 6'5", this quilt will be too small. So he'll be in the working to get another one. But that's what nanas are for, right? So let's go over to the sewing machine and see what we can do, how long it will take me to put these rows together, okay? Because I already have the onesies done. Then I'm going to make twosies. Then I just have to do it 2 times. It'll be real quick. Okay? So let me take my stuff 3 steps away. One, two, three. Am I turning too fast, you guys? I don't know. I can't take quick turns and stuff. It makes me dizzy. So, this is everyone's welcoming Tampa Creek. She's anxious to learn about. So, of course, my water is there. I'm going to take a little sip. So, Cameron, we're going to. This is just a loose block. So, guess what, you guys? You see this? I know T Nog won't want to when you got to tile a closet today. So I'm going to take this and put something on the back of it. I'm sure I'll have a couple more of these red squares. I'm trying to use up this frog fabric and this red fabric. So let's get this party started. This is going to be quick, 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 you guys. So, and I number my rows. This one is 3. Uh-oh. They should be kind of next to each other. I had somebody helping me because I was actually teaching someone how to quilt on this. So here we go. This is row, and it's all ironed. What I do when I'm making a quilt, you guys, hydrate, Auntie, thank you. When I'm making a quilt like this with big blocks, all of the blocks in number 1, I press the seams down. Row 1, I press the seams up. So all the odd rows, I press the seams down. The even rows, I press the seams up. You don't want this quilting Nog. Oh, he will bring it to your house so that nobody will take his quilt. Take his quilt. His team colors. Oh, so this is 5. His team colors. He's a basketball player, and the guys in my family are very, very athletic. I was very athletic when I was young. I'm still fit. I don't know how athletic you would call it. So here's 4. Like I said, I had them in order, and then when you have people helping you, they don't always go where you put things where you think they're going. So here's 3, and a couple extra blocks. So guess what? Those will be mug rugs for somebody who doesn't want anybody using their mug rug. They will. My mom got you this table as an early birthday gift, so you're trying to learn how to use it. Oh, just go for it, Mike. Yeah, you can always untile it. You can always untile it. So, of course, okay, there's 2. So I'm going to put 2 on my shoulder. You see how long this is, you guys? Well, 80 inches is 80 inches. So you already know that. That's all right. So this probably is number 1. I've seen every other number, I think. Yep. So here's number 1. And here's row number 2. So we're going to put them side by side. Here's 1. Here's two. And I'm making these so the kids can get them for Christmas. So, number one, I started with a green block. Number two, I started with a red block. So, it's going to go like this. And I'm going to match the seams up. So, sometimes in cutting, they're not exactly even. So, you just take your scissors and cut the excess off. So, I'm going to put them side to side. And you always want to make sure that if you're putting like one and two together, when you're flipping it to sew it, that you don't put two in one. That you don't put two in one. Let me put my phone over so I can, hey Francesca, how you doing? I know. So let's go to the bottom of the chat. But you know what? This is going to be a nice warm quilt with I know Mike would take this quilt. Mike liked those frogs. So me, just because I'm OCD-ish, I try to get the seams to match up. So I like putting a pin just where the seam is. I'm actually going to put this pin over here. I'm looking in the back to make sure I'm putting the pin right on the seam. You don't have to. You don't have to. This is not like a quilt fair, a quilt show quilt. This is a quilt just to keep my great grandson warm in a Connecticut house. You know, the heat could go out, anything could happen, or he could just cuddle in it, watch his game. Oh, this guy is so funny, right? Cam and I used to watch a lot of sports together, basketball, everything. He would come in my room when I was at mom's house, and we would have. This is so funny. The kids, when they were little, they used to like to ride in the back of my Ford F-150 truck. So I would drive it from all the way from North Carolina to Connecticut, bringing collards, whatever. When I would clear the back of it out, and this is a big 8-foot bed. It was a 1985 Ford F-150, so it was a big one. It was a big truck, royal blue, nice wheels on it, nice stereo in it. I could drive all the way from North Carolina. The flash drive had 800 songs on it and never hear the same song twice. But I would fly up and down the street with them in the back of it, and they would scream and holler, and they just loved Nana's truck. They thought that was the coolest thing. If I showed up in a truck now that they're older, they probably faint. Cynthia B., Snow and Shell Beach. Thank you for coming and welcome. If this is your first time here, we all would like to welcome you. And we're pleased to have new friends and family. Why? Because good friends become family, and family is everything. So I love that blue truck. I love that blue truck. So going back to Cam, we, I see this one. This is a chance you get to do repairs. I see somehow a couple of stitches are coming here. This was actually a teaching quilt, and I think it ran off a little bit on the side, so I'm just going to fix it. This is when you have a chance to make any repairs. So this little part is loose. I'm going to fix it. Cam and I used to have tailgate parties on the truck, and then on my bed when I was at mom's house. I had some health issues, and the family refused to let me go to a rehab, a nursing home. They insisted that I come home with them, and they took care of me and took me to all of my therapies and doctor appointments. You know, when you're sewing piecework on a quilt, you don't have to backspace. I do. especially when I'm doing these rag quilts, because I know these rag quilts are going to take a lot of abuse, a lot of abuse. So Cameron and I would come in my bedroom, and I would put one of my quilts on the bed, like you were at at a picnic at a beach or something, and we would have tailgate parties. His grandmother, who is my daughter, would. Okay, now these seams are looking funny. I'm trying to figure which one's going up. Oh, these are going up. His grandmother would order pizzas. We'd have chicken wings. We would have all kinds of stuff. We had so much fun. One time we had a bet, a basketball bet, and the bet was that I think I had the California team. Now I'm looking at this. So it wasn't ironed the way it was supposed to be. I didn't iron it. Like I said, this was a teaching quilt, but I will make it right. So let me just look at the top and see. That's why you put the numbers on it. 1 and 2. Okay. So 2 is going up. This one should be going up. It's not. Oh well. Cam won't know. He won't know, will he? He won't know. As long as they're going together. So we're going to get this quilt snipped together. Do you guys have any questions? Hello, our treasured home. Nancy, Nancy, Nancy. Thank you for coming and welcome. And welcome. So, does everybody put a one in the chat? Whoever is celebrating Thanksgiving, and whoever's celebrating Thanksgiving, let us know whether it's going to be at your house or you're eating out. I can tell you all now, we never have it at my house. My apartment is my apartment is too small, and mom's house is so big. So we all have room to sit and eat and walk around and mess with each other. Happy early birthday, GT Junior. So Maria Graham said she's having food at her house. Oh boy, if your husband's a chef, why wouldn't one, right? So I'm using a straight stitch. I'm using 2.5 inch stitch length and a 0 stitch width. So you see I'm back spacing at the top, and this is going to be a generous 1/4 inch seam. Why? Because this quilt is going to get a lot of pulling on it. You're hosting your son's day is the 23rd. He'll be 19. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Donzel Cooper's eating at their home. Karen's little garden. Oh, that is so cool, you guys. I can't wait to see your video. New Orleans gardener at her home. Miss Shirley OG. GT Jr. Grows at Alaska. More about spending time with the family. Exactly. I'm going to spend the day with my family tomorrow at mom's house. Why? Because that's going to be my official family birthday. Official family birthday. So that's actually why I stayed in Connecticut. I'm usually in Arizona at Auntie Joanne's house with the West Coast part of the family. And I go there and celebrate my birthday, which is November 13th, celebrate Thanksgiving, whatever day it's on. And then I come back to Connecticut in December. Sometimes there's snow on the ground when I'm trying to get home from the airport. But I love it. I love it. Oh, Okay. So this is going to be a nice big quilt. Thank you guys for keeping me company. We have a family chat with about 12 people on it, and we actually FaceTime, and we everybody said wishing me a happy birthday on the chat. Cam made sure that his little 16-year-old self sent me a separate birthday wish. Just him and me and him when we do our special thing together. His mother does my hair. Sometimes when I get it, used to get it braided. His mother works professionally, but she has a also has a professional braiding business. I'm the only person whose locks she maintains because I'm tender-headed and I couldn't find anybody to do it like I want it. So she knows how I want it and she does it that way. So when the 5 or 6 hours I'm getting my hair done, he would come and spend some time in the room while I'm in the barber chair getting my getting my hair done. So let me put this back down so you can see my hands. Francesca says, "Have a happy blessed birthday, GT Junior. A day full of love, laughter, and lots of cake." So I will take a picture of my cake tomorrow at Mom's house. I have to put a special label on her big denim quilt. When it came from the long armor, I had it sent directly to Mom's house. Karen, these blocks are 10.5 inches. Because why do I choose 10.5 inches? When you buy the layer cakes that are pre-cut, those are 10 inches. So I make mine a half inch larger because I can take these blocks if I want to and do a seam on the diagonal and they will still fit with the 10-inch layer cake blocks. That's right, GT Junior. Family is everything. We sit around. We have too many people sometimes to even fit in the dining room, even though 10, 12 people will fit around mommy's table. So we're in the den, we're in the kitchen eating, sometimes in the living room, sometimes in mom's big bedroom. We're just, and then we go back and forth. It's just about being together. And we were talking about nurturing. You guys, the holidays are coming up, and I just want to say this: everybody doesn't have a family. Everybody doesn't belong to a group. Like we are a close knit group. Please check on your neighbors, check on your friends, even people that you think are all right. Just say, "Hey, how you doing? Do you need anything? Do you want anything? How can I help you?" You know, the holidays is the saddest time of year for so many people. People that you think are strong. Check on the strong folks too, because they need someone. You notice I say they because I have so much support. I have so much love. I have so much love from you guys, from my family at mom's house. We waited to do my birthday until this Sunday. I was going last Sunday, but my daughter was out of town working and she wasn't able to be there. She said, "Mom, can you come next Sunday instead?" So yeah, she'll be there tomorrow. She will be there tomorrow. So here's 1 and 2 together because I want to show you. This is going to go together so quick. I want to show you. Okay. Did I leave one pin in there? I have a little boo boo, you guys. Can you see this? I did something stupid. I cut myself with the rotary cutter in between my fingers. Francesca says she usually has 30 people at her place for Thanksgiving. That's what's up. Passionately intrigued arcs, Tracy, thanks for coming and welcome, welcome, welcome. We have, like in the summertime, my mom's house has so much room and a big yard. We have had weddings there. receptions, not the wedding, receptions there, and with as many as 400 guests at mommy's house. 400 guests. We put a bar out on one of the decks. I heard Odom talking about, like when he comes to Miss Shirley's channel or my channel, it's, I just want to let you keep seeing what I'm doing. It's like sitting on the porch. My mother has a big wraparound front porch, and it's, I don't know, 10, 12 feet wide. It's wide, wide, wide. And it goes all the way around. And the summer times, like Mother's Day, Father's Day, whatever, we would go and sit on the porch when we finish eating, watching cars go by. Just now, I can't tell. This is somebody else's writing. So that's a 3, that's a 5. Wait a minute. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, I know what. Let me see. I thought this was a 3 that somebody else is writing. Maybe it's a 6. Maybe that's why the so 6 and 5 is this? Okay. That's like reading somebody else's recipe. That must be 5 and 6 because here are 3 and 4. See what happens when you don't teach the kids cursive? Okay, so this will be a 6 that old people can read. The elders can read. Mother, I'll see you tomorrow, mother, mommy dearest. So I'll put a 6 on here. But something still seems funny. Something still seems funny. So before I sew these together, that was 3 and 4 because I don't want to get them mixed up. Let me pull this one up. So, okay, 1 is green, 2 is red. So that means 3 must be green and 4 is red. Yeah. Always check your work. It's easier to take a minute and check your work than it is to pick it out, right? Maria Graham saying, hello, Mother Panky. Mommy, what you doing tonight, Mother? So I'm putting 3 next to 4 and then face them towards each other. This is an easy quilt. Going back, you can all catch brother Mike. Just kidding. Mike's saying, hello, Mom. So you guys who want to sew, these are the same size blocks, 10.5 inches, that I'm also making a rag quilt out of. It's just that the seams are different. Cameron's quilt will have the seams enclosed. Why? Because I want to make his quilt, and they only have a 1/4 inch seam, because I want to make his quilt as big as possible. The girls are not quite as tall as he is, so I just want them to have a nice warm quilt. I will be putting cotton batting in all of the quilts. All of the quilts. So this edge needs to be trimmed. So I'm just trimming it so that I can try to get them to lie flat. And this is a very forgiving quilt. Like if the seams aren't exactly straight, it's okay. I want to let you guys see that you don't have to be afraid of quilting. You don't have to be afraid that you're going to make a mistake. Mistakes happen. And then, you know what? You just keep going. It's like soup. This time you might put one thing in it. Next time you might put something else in it. what I'm doing now, looking at the seams and then going up, and they weren't pressed the way I press my seams because, like I said, I this was a teaching class and somebody else was doing it, but you can make it work. You just work it out, work it out, work it out, and back in the days when my grandmother quilted, I don't know if they knew about any quilting rules or quilting laws or the quilting police. They just took a needle and a thread and put stuff together and put stuff together. So no matter what happens, this will be a warm quilt. And if when Cam decides that he doesn't want it, I'm going to put I'm going to put a solid green backing on it, and I'll make him a new green neckbone pillow because his high school team, he plays basketball. He plays basketball for a couple of teams, and he's the captain on one. He really has some balls. He has some skills. He's a good baller. Runbo Greenhans, welcome, welcome, welcome. I've seen you in your garden, sir. I forgot all I saw you doing. So much of I saw your garlic, I saw your this, I saw your that, all your pumpkins. I watch you guys, but when I'm resting my eyes, and then sometimes I try to type without my glasses on, and I'll think it's an E, it'll be an L, or it'll be an I. Then I'll say, Lord, 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 who typed that? Sometimes I'll go back and try to do an edit. It just takes me answering all the comments that much longer. Those of you on Facebook wish me a happy birthday over there. I'm still finishing, and people are still saying hello and happy birthday over there. So I will answer each and every one of them. There were about 275 people. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. 275 people that wished me a happy birthday on Facebook. And then one summer, my mom came to North Carolina and spent about a month with me. We worked on a quilt that I ended up finishing to give to her. We were supposed to be working on it for me because my favorite color is purple, and this quilt had all this purple. Uh-oh, this doesn't quite fit, but we're going to make it fit. You know, this row didn't end where it was originally supposed to. So, fabric stretches a little bit. When it doesn't when it doesn't fit exactly, you if it don't fit, force it. Don't fit, force it. So, what's happening with this one, the seams might not be exactly even. Why? Because one is a little fatter than it should be, but it's okay. It's okay. I bet when this quilt gets finished, everybody except my great granddaughters and Tina would get under it if it were cold out. You could keep a quilt like this in your car in case of an emergency. They live not too far from the beach. When I lived at mom's house, I used to walk down to the beach every day. So now I'm doing the next scene. And thanks for keeping me company, you guys. My great grandchildren will get Christmas gifts this year. Nana won't Nana won't be the Grinch what stole Christmas. Tori's brain. Thanks for coming. I saw you guys on the replay. I was so tired last night. I was speaking backwards English. I was taking naps. You see, I didn't see who won the fight. I kept waking up, going to sleep, waking up, and trying to watch everything on TV. I was watching Gina. It will work in Minnesota. My It's getting kind of cold in the UK too right now. They're about on the same latitude. I don't know about longitude. It's no, obviously not the longitude line. And but they get more rain over there. When I go over there, I always like to visit Buckingham Palace, which is in the city, Windsor Palace. What is that? Oh, Winston Churchill's one of his properties. I just like going around seeing things, seeing how the other half lives. And then coming home, there's no place like home. And you know what home is? Let me show you guys something. Home is, I love books. Home is where your mom is. So I don't call what is home without a mother. I don't call this home. I call this my apartment, mi apartamiento, my handicap senior handicap joint. I call it a lot of stuff, but I don't call it home because I always called home where my mom and dad were. But she gave me that little book one time, years, maybe 50 years ago. I still have it. Little books that mean the books that mean a lot to me. I keep. I still have a lot of books. You guys see them in back of me. So I want to show you something. You're known for rain, yeah. So this quilt, these blocks are not exactly even, but it's okay. I'm making them fit because what I'm doing is where the fabric is stretchy, I'm pulling it a little bit. Where the blocks don't meet a little bit, they're a little bit going the other way, I gather them up a little bit. It's just that I'm going to make the beginning and the end fit together. And Cameron will have another quilt to keep his sister out. I am home to you. Thank you. Thank you. You know what? When I went to the grocery stores last the Friday a week ago, there was no sugar on the shelves. There was no, and I wanted cane sugar. There was no cornmeal on the shelves. I just wanted to stack up for cornbread and whatnot over the holidays. When my friends come by, we can be having tea, but they want cornbread. Cornbread. My great grandson likes blueberry cobbler. Uh, Others like peach cobbler. I'm not allowed to cook a lot of sweets, but for the family, everybody watches their health. And so holidays, we can do it. But they said if you're going to eat it all in one day. Let your body flush it. Drink a lot of water and be done with it. Miss Shirley's dropping her link, you guys. Miss Shirley, oh, by the way, sis, I know you know how to sew. I know you have fabric. I know you have a sewing machine. I'm gonna call you out. You faking like you love that grandbaby, and she ain't got no quilt. And I know you got the stuff to make one. You see that part? Yes, she can get under your quilt that you won on this channel that Maria Graham made for you. But we need lots of quilts, family, because these quilts will outlast us. If you use cotton fabric, I like 100% cotton. All these are 100% cotton. But you can use whatever you like. It's your show. You do what you like. Some of like the flannels, I have used those before. I like some of the homespun fabrics, like the Southern homespun. I like that. It's kind of coarse. It looks kind of like plaid or something. I love those. And I always sew with neutral colored thread. Most quilters do either like a cream color or titanium gray. I like to sew with the cream color, and do the quilting top stitching with the titanium gray. So even though this quilt has seams in it, when I go to quilt it, those of you who have been watching me, and I made the rag quilt and I sewed an X across it, I'm just going to do the same thing on these big blocks and go down one side and up the other for Cam. I'm just holding the pieces together. You can tie when you PIA. Oh, she's speaking to PIA. When you have the top fabric, that's what I'm sewing. Then the batting and the bottom. You don't have to do all those stitches and sew them. My grandmother sometimes she was trying to make a quick quilt. She would use they would use the tobacco thread. I guess you call it string. Yeah, because you string back and pick cotton, string back something. I can't forget what they. I can't remember what they used to say, but the tobacco string was strong, and they get these big needles, and you go down and you pull it up and you tie a knot. Are you listening, Karen? And when you tie the knot, you put left over right and then right over left and do it a couple times and leave a little string, and you have a good sturdy closing for your quilt without a whole lot of hand stitching. When you get a certain age, you might have arthritis in your hands. My hands don't look arthritic, they just look wrinkledy, but I do have arthritis in them. And it's not so much that I have arthritis and neuropathy. The neuropathy is what makes me drop things. Did I drop anything yet tonight? I don't even remember. I don't think I did. So I'm chain piecing these, which means I'm just sewing the next one onto the other without cutting the thread. And now where are the other two? Right here. Oh, I have to tell you a funny story. Janet, I no, almost homesteading with Janet sent me a text because she has a new homestead. Yeah, strong and using what's around. Exactly. That's what we do with the kitchen. We didn't go say, "Oh, I'm making a menu today. The recipe is this." Mommy opened the refrigerator. She saw what was in there. She opened the pantry. Or daddy would say he had a taste for something, and we cook it fresh every day. Every day. So again, the odd number block had this beautiful frog on the top, and the even number block had the red. So I thought this ugly red and ugly frog fabric will be so good together, and Cam is going to love it. He knows Nana made it just for him, all these ugly fabrics, and this quilt will be around if it doesn't get lost. Francesca, your hands are skilled. Thank you. I've been doing. You still not your quilts? Yes, yes, Karen. When I was in North Carolina, one of the quilt guilds, one of the traditional old historic quilt guilds, we would have we would have quilting parties, and we would get together, and somebody would have a quilt top finish, and we would make a quilt and tie it off just sitting around. I remember it was one lady's mother-in-law, and she'd been in this town. She was like 100 years old then, and we were sitting around her bedroom. She was in her hospital bed. We pulled up chairs from the kitchen, the living room, everywhere, and we knotted this quilt for her while we were still there. What we did with that one, we did a flip and sew like we did with the placemats. We flipped it over, turned it in, and just knotted it. See, Rumbo Green Hands loves these colors. He wouldn't turn them down. Sir, you know that these are frogs, right? Ugly frogs and ugly red fabric. Am I ever going to get to the end of it? I see one extra green block over there. two extra green blocks, one red one. We are going to make mug rugs out of that, you guys. Oh, you can tell these are working hands, Francesca. Yes, I had a lot of education, but you know what? That didn't excuse you from doing chores or whatever. You have to make your house work. On my homestead, I used to cut grass. The I lived on 4 acres, more recently. Before, when the family lived there, we had 25 acres because we leased some. But the 4 acres that was the basic homestead, everybody did something. My son would go collect the chicken eggs. He would feed the horses and take them up to the pasture. Then we had a path cut through the when you're out in the country, you have miles and miles of fencing. He would they we cut a hole through the barbed wire fence and put new posts in, and we could let the horses out from the stables, and they could go up to the pastures themselves. Then we would ring a bell, not this one, but another one, and open the gate, and they would come back home at night. And we'd put them in the stable, or my son would. Okay, so now so we got one and two sewn together, three and four, and we are about to do five and six. Oh, by the way, this sewing machine has, I usually sew with this off because I'm doing smaller pieces. I put this on, but this one, and I'm not getting paid to say it, it also comes with a table when you're sewing big things. And this is one of my favorite beginner use beginner quilts because beginner sewing machines because it's so easy to use and it's invincible. It's like the Olympics. It can do just about anything. It can do a little bit of everything. One day when I get all this Christmas rush out, I'll show you guys. I have several antique machines. Not several. I have three antique machines and three newish machines in this little apartment. And my mother's house still has, I don't know how many sewing machines. Auntie Joanne's sewing machine that Daddy bought us when we graduated high school is there. My machine that Daddy bought us when I graduated high school is there. Rambo says I'm a hard grafter. I can do just about anything. I've had to do just about anything to survive and make it up until now. I can make it now. I could walk out the door with the clothes on my back and survive. I can cook. I can do just about. I can do the jobs that you need education to do, but I can also do jobs with my hands. For sure, I could work in a sewing factory to get enough money to buy food, right? For sure, for sure. Mother, what are you doing? Just listening to your daughter blab? So, what are you guys doing tonight? Other than multitasking, watching me, keeping me company, and watching this quilt come together, I'm so excited to show you ouch, how simple it is to put a quilt together my tissues up my sleeve. I didn't put it in my bra. I put my pillow, I put my tissue up my sleeve. I didn't put it in my bra in front of you. I didn't want to see you all seeing me digging in my chest. But that's where I normally would have put it. See, yes, up in there. But I'm putting it in my sleeve. I'm being good. I'm being good, mother. I'm being good, sissy. I'm not being bad. For once. That's only because I'm busy. And when I talk to Yankee sister, we don't talk. We don't talk that often. We're on different schedules, different times of the day. But when we do, we can go for hours. We can go for hours. The same with Maria Graham. She'll say, "Oh, I've got to go. I've got to go do something." Auntie Joanne just puts up with me. Sissy says, "I see you." She sees me. Do you miss me, Sissy? I've got a box just about full for you. Trying to get your Christmas box there before Christmas or close to Christmas when they change the shipping. The box that used to be the medium flat rate box at the post office, I went in the other day. It was up to like $18 or $19. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. I'm like, 18, $19? I could drive it there for that. You're stinking kidding me? Oh, that's where you had your tissue? Oh, Yankee sister uses mommy's word. She had it in her brassiere. Her brassiere. Mommy's so funny. I have to, never mind. I was going to talk about how to put it on. You love to talk, Francesca. There's nothing wrong with it. What's nice is when you have somebody to listen. And I have you guys to listen. Like people say, you live alone. Don't you want to go out? Don't you want to have the insurance company want to send people for companions or aides because they worry about me spending time alone? I love spending time alone. I sneak time alone and don't tell people when I'm alone because I don't want them to worry about me. I sneak back. I sneak back. You have to get my birthday present in the mail. So, my daughter is always working, so I know she's not on the live. But what happened was on on my birthday, right? I was supposed to go out with one of my friends to a seafood restaurant. We had all the stuff ready with someone else. So, Rambo Green Your Hands hasn't heard that word in years, decades. Probably the brassiere word. He's probably, never mind. I'm not going to say that you probably had to help fasten a few, but I'm not going there. I'm being good, mother. I didn't say that. Yay. You're back. You posted your challenge video. I'll see it when I get off, sis. I mean, yeah, when I get off here. I know you got it. You got it going. My peppers are looking wimpy out there. So that's 3 and 4. This was 5 and 6. Or 1 and 2. So here are the twosies sewn together. That's 3 and 4. I want you to see how this is coming together. Oh, we're coming together. Oops, pause. Anyway, I'm just cutting these strings. It's not just a matter of being OCD-ish. It's a matter of I use a very strong thread. I'm using a quilting thread, and when it gets tangled up and bottled up, it can actually mat underneath your whatever you're sewing and tangle up. Tangle up. So here's 1, 2, Oh, this is cute. I would sleep under it. I don't care about no stinking shot and frogs. That was a Freudian slip. They would get shot. The, oh, I used to have so many frogs. The North Carolina homestead, and at night, all and tadpoles and stuff, because we had a little branch on the back of the property. And you took it in now. Oh, so now I'm sewing one, two, three, and four together. One and two are together. So now I'm sewing the two to the three. Cameron, you're actually going to get your Christmas present from Nana, it looks like. Thanks to good friends becoming family, and family is everything. So I see that these seams aren't going to fit exactly the way they should, but the quilt's going to come together, and I'm just not going to force it. And like I said, it was a teaching quilt, and that's when I decided that I would give it to Cam Cam. If Cam Cam doesn't want it, guess what? Somebody else will get it. So, so I'm just holding it up so that I can keep it flat together. So, yeah, it will be a quilt. I won't have time to make him a different one if he doesn't want it. But nevertheless, as they say, it'll be warm and comfy and cozy, and his sisters won't get under it when he's looking for it. Thought that was clever. Holiday colors. These are holiday colors, Yankee sister. And you know what? This doesn't have to be used just for a quilt. I've seen people take quilts and use them as tablecloths. This could easily be used for a holiday tablecloth. Cam Cam, I know you're not watching because you're always busy, but Gamma can tell you, Gamma can tell you that it is 8 feet now, Yankee sister. It is 8 feet for sure. No, it's not 8 feet. It's 7 feet and a half, because it would be, except the seams take up some of the allowance. But just like I'm sitting here, you guys are sitting with me. I know you're doing other things, but you could be sewing with me. You can have your sewing machines set up, PIA. That means you too. Everybody that has a machine, and just sew in the background. Ouch. And if you have any questions, you can ask me. And I'm not saying my way is the only way of doing things. No, there's no right way and wrong way of doing most things. It's what's easiest for you and what you enjoy doing. So now we're sewing one, two, three, four together. And in just a few shakes of a tail feather, let me check that bobbin. But I had just put a new bobbin in when I started on this project. And when I say a new bobbin, I have a little bobbin winder, and I wind whole trays of bobbin. Francesca's peeling spuds. Karen's little garden. What kind of batting? I will use cotton batting, Karen. I almost always use cotton batting, and the batting that I used to use 100% cotton batting when I lived in North Carolina, but now I like the 80/20. It has more loft to it. Cam is still growing. He's so tall. He's so handsome and so tall. Um, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, the batting. It's 80/20. It's 80% cotton, 20% polyester, and it just gives it a little more puff, and it makes it a little warmer and a little heavier for like the north or cold climates. I can use my quilts year round on my bed. My quilts, my comforters. My AC is on now. I'll tell you guys. I keep my apartment 68 degrees. Oh, Cam is still growing. Yeah, he's still growing. He might outgrow this one. Well, he knows where his nana is. He knows how to find his nana. What are you doing with the potatoes, Francesca? And when you say spuds, I take it they're like one of the white potato series, not a sweet potato. I had to buy some sweet potatoes in the grocery store today. I actually went in the grocery store. I bought some pomegranates, a bunch of like 3 or 4 bunches of bananas, a couple mangoes. I like to take extra fruit and stuff to mom and the kids when I'm going to see them. And not just bake cakes. I'm not baking anything sweet. So I'm taking some fruit. Oh, and some plums and some little cutie oranges. So I don't get in trouble. So then when Thanksgiving, when I bring all the sweets, I won't be in trouble. I'm going to say, "Oh, I thought they still had some fruit left. There's not going to be no fruit left in no 2 weeks. Crazy." Nana's going to bring the sweets. Nana's going to bring it. But I even when I bake, I don't make it excessively sweet. Like that's why my cakes are usually pound cakes. They're not sugary. you could give me a you could give me an asthma attack, Yankee system talking about 68 is too cold. 72. Francesca is prepping lunch, scalloped potatoes and ham for the family tomorrow. Oh, that sounds delicious. I love scalloped potatoes. I like potatoes au gratin too. Other than macaroni and cheese, I make really good potatoes au gratin. Everything I cook is good though. I ain't bragging, just facts. Like Broke Farmer said, just hashtag facts, just facts. But I've been cooking forever, and you can't serve raggedy food at mommy's house. Oh, heck no. I was cooking. I have a helper some days. Darth X says it's 42 there. Birds cold outside. And I made lunch, and when I fixed her plate, I decorated. I put a garnish on it, and she took a picture of it and sent it to her friend. I said, "That's working." Well, it's okay. I'm not going to give somebody a plate that doesn't look nice. I wouldn't want to eat it. My family wouldn't eat it. Why would I give it to somebody else? Auntie Joanne could be a food editor. She always makes it look nice. She used to encourage me to make it look better. Pretty. Mike says, "You like 75 year round?" Hey, Barb Brownlee. How are you doing? Barb Brownlee has like 6 machines, you guys. This is an easy quilt I'm making. Just big, big, big squares. Not a rag quilt because I need all those seams for my very tall great grandson. For those of you who just came in, he's 16 and he's 6'2", and so he's still growing. He's still growing. He's grown over a foot, 2 feet in the last since I've lived in this apartment. When I moved in here 6 years ago, he was, I think, about a little taller than my shoulder. Now I don't come up to his shoulder. He leans down sometimes and puts his chin on my head. He's funny. Darthak said, "Stay inside and bake kind of day." GT Junior says it's 26 degrees here, warmer than Monday. Wow. When I used to breed dogs, Cane Corsos, I shipped a couple of them to Alaska. I had to pay for them to be boarded overnight because it took so long, and I had to fly them into Fairbanks, and then they would be picked up from there and then driven to other parts of Alaska. My dogs went all over the world. Mike said that's warm for Minnesota. So guess what, you guys? This seam is finished. I only have one more. And this cool top is done. Done and done. So check this out. Like pulling in a fishing pole, a fishing reel. All right. Cut the strings on the top. Okay. So now we have rows 1, 2. Pull this pin out. 1 minute, you guys. 2, 3, and 4. So now, well, the number just came off of 4. It's okay. And the number came off of 2. It's okay. It's together because I only have one more seam to show on here. It's 5 or 6. That 4-letter word. What 4-letter word called? Dolores. Hey, Dolores. Guess what? I was watching the fight in your chat last night. Kept falling asleep. Didn't even know who won until right now. And people in the chat told me, "Oh, well, I tried to hang. I can't hang with you youngins," as my grandmother used to call us. Y'all youngins, I can't hang. I tried. I tried. I'd missed my evening nap because somebody came by to pick up a package that I had for them belated for their birthday, a prepper package. And kept waking up in Never Land. So, everybody's saying hello to Dolores. So, guess what, you guys? I can't wait to show you that this quilt top is finished. All these were blocks that were already cut. So I always make sure the top of my quilt is even and the bottom stitches are even. This one, yeah, no, all of the seams don't meet head on, like when I'm making a quilt. But like I said, it's a teaching quilt, and I let others practice learning how to sew on it, and it's okay. It is all right, all right, all right. The main thing is that it will be finished. There's nothing better than a finished quilt. So this one, no, I'm not sending this one out to a long armor. I'm just going to do some diagonal stitching from one corner to the other to hold it together, and that's it. As she said, Dolores said, I didn't miss anything. It was bad. I was trying to type in the chat, then I noticed I was misspelling everything because I didn't have my glasses on, and I thought I was putting one word in, and spell check would put something else in. When it got to the point that it didn't make sense, I just stopped. Oh, Daddy used to say, don't you know when you have enough? Oh, you're welcome, GT Junior. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. For you guys, the WIG Grow Off is starting. I forgot. I forgot. I have a lot of hydroponic stuff. So I'm going to have my hydroponic systems, but you see, some of them are failing. So what I think I'm going to do is, and it might be too cold in my apartment for them. One never knows, do one? And I have some of the little clay things, and those little clay things and the little pots that you put them in, and you put them in canning jars. I have some. I just didn't use them. Right. It was 40 and 60. We'll take it, won't we, Yankee sister? Oh, look, you guys. This last seam is almost pinned in two shakes of a lamb's tail. We will have it sewn. I'm looking over here. You see these big old giant scissors. I like it because I don't have to hold it near, but I don't know where my little snips are. Probably on the floor. Probably on the floor, neatly filed away. Oh, you guys, I'm so excited because I can show you this whole quilt top this quick. Dolores still haven't set her system up. Oh, it's so big. And put a camera there and your heat lights. So Dolores is speaking to everyone. I bet you were sleepy today, Dolores. When I woke up, I saw that you were live for almost 5 hours, probably longer because you were prepping and setting up before that. So let me just get these two together. All right, all right, all right. Oh, well, Dolores, Mike is asking if you're going to do a time lapse. Oh, that should be interesting. And you know what? I'm not going to wait until Christmas to do my seed giveaway. I think I'll do it closer to as soon as I can get them ready. Getting to the post office, getting up all those steps and waiting in that long line are an issue at my age. So try to get somebody else to go. I don't care about no stinking seed challenge. Oh, am I talking about that again, Sissy? Oh no, she's not being bad again. No. So you guys, you have watched me put this spool of thread on. I think it's like 1,250 yards. It's she's all sewn up. mid 70s to grow. Ugh, I'll have to suffocate all the way up to 72. But I'm wondering, do the Arrow Gardens have Mike? Do the Arrow Gardens do they keep the heat at 72 despite what the temperature is in the room? Let her auntie know, please. Nikki, the everyday life of an OCD shit. How you doing, Nikki Nick? So this party is almost finished. I've almost got this whole quilt top done for Candy Cane. And I usually buy the batting in bulk. I usually wait until, well, I still have some from when I had my long arm machine, and I buy the 120-inch wide batting. And for the big king size quilt, then I downsized from that and got the 90-inch wide batting. So a lot of the smaller quilts are 45 inches wide or something. So I just cut it to fit like the smaller quilts. Then I use the pieces that are left over for mug rugs, for table runners, things of that nature. Okay, you guys, put your glasses on so you can see the reveal. David Corey with Crop. Hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I bet David Corey would love to have a quilt like this, and it would fit his long, tall self. How tall are you, David? Because I'm actually making this quilt extra tall for my great grandson. He's 6'2" and still growing. So he's outgrown all his quilts. So I'm making a quickie quilt for him. And I only have a few more inches to sew on this top, and I will show you guys. Then I'll take it downstairs on the community table where I can spread it out and pin it together. Then come up here and do the top. Everybody's saying hi to David, David, David. What did I see you do? I see you doing so much, David. You're putting all those tin beds together. I know that's for shower. I want some of that lottery money you got, David. I see you putting all that new stuff out there. It must have won. Oh, Sissy, I forgot to ask you. Did Carlton ever get his pillows? I mean, his purple neck bone pillow? Forgot to ask. I called my sister late at night, and I'm half asleep, talking backwards. For those of you who don't know what Pig Latin is, it's not a language. You're just saying it backwards, like Ackwards Bay, Octay. I, I know Miss Shirley and Jigs remember that when they used to call herself. You tell everybody about my quilt, many people. Thank you, David. You might just see me 1 year soon, David, because I'm going to come to the Houston International Quilt Festival, and my baby brother remarried and is moving there. His wife has a house in H Town. So, yeah, I'll be coming around the mountain. I will be arriving in Houston. Me and Mr. Hershey, not Lotto. I just asked my company to collaborate. Oh, you got that together. I remember when, and you and I used to talk on the phone. You don't call your dear old auntie anymore. Kick me to the curb, but it's okay. I still love you. And we were talking about how to get collaborations and whatnot. Good for you. Good for you. You deserve all that you can get. You work really hard. I want to see, you know what I want to see, David? I want to see some videos of you eating some of that food you grow. I don't care who cooks it. Just show us where is it going? What's going on with it? All that garlic. I could use a whole bulb of garlic every day. I planted 55 cloves out there, hoping to have at least 52 heads of garlic next year. But I can always go to the seed farms and get some. There's a garlic farm where they sell their garlic, to gardeners nearby. I've gone to get it. And it's expensive. It's about $35 a pound. So this little seed was a little bit too long on one side. So I scrunched it up. And now it's like the baby bear's porridge. Not too hot, not too cold. It is just right. You planted even more garlic. Okay. Carlton must be on the road or on a cruise. She left several messages. I made a neck bone pillow, actually two, for one of our friends, and he takes his wherever he goes. So you guys, guess what? So this quilt top is 60 inches wide and 80 inches long. Let me see. Okay. So Cam's is finished. I can take the numbers off. There's 1. Here's 3. I'll have to take a picture of it and post it. Or I'll put up a thumbnail tonight with it halfway spread out or something. So, look at this, you guys. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I know what I'll do. I'm going to put this up to here so that you can see the ceiling. Oh, you see all my dried herbs and stuff? Yes, I grew them. I didn't grow them this year. So look at the ceiling above my head. And that's where it's touching the floor. You knew Pig Latin, 99%. Very pretty. The girls are not going to think it's pretty, but it is going to be warm. And I'll probably put a solid green, like his school color green, on the back of it. Yeah, so we did this, you guys. And you see, it didn't take that long. How long have we been on? Oh, almost 2 hours. But we were talking part of the time. So I hope you had a good time. You made it like it was nothing. It wasn't. And this is the size blocks you already have. You already have sewn Yankee Sister Homestead. You are not sewn, you have them cut. I saw you cut them. You cut them right in my house and put them together. So this is like Nikki's channel when we leave the plants out there in the cold. So your grandkids are going to be cold again because you just didn't put the quilt together. That's a darn stankin' shame. Kids, I'm going to tell them. Their Auntie Ellen is going to tell them. As soon as they come to my house again, I'm going to say, you know what your grandma did? So you see me with my chin under here. This is the middle of the quilt. This is a quarter of it. Da-da-da-da-da. So Cam, I'm going to iron the seams, then it's ready to quilt. Thank you, guys. Mother, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow, Ego Amote. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I love you guys. I love those of you in the bushes. I love the moderators. I love the subscribers. She used to say, call her out. She got a whole new heavy duty machine. She has what's called a 3/4 machine that the motor in it is twice as strong as this one. She ain't using it. So Deborah Garrett C will love this beautiful quilt. He'll just love having something new from Nana that will cover him up, because his last quilt I think was only about 5 foot 5 foot something. It's like a baby quilt for him. So everybody's speaking, and peace, loving blessings to all of you. So you guys have watched me make 3 quilts so far, quilt tops in the middle of it for my great grandchildren. You've seen me work on Dolores's. That will be finished before quilting. I make it look easy because once you learn the basic principle of it, and this quilt is that easy. You can do it by hand or with a sewing machine. It's just that it takes longer. Oh, David said, "You love you, Mama." Thank you. I love you guys. Wish you were here. Auntie, a quilt bully. Yeah. And Auntie Joanne is is I don't know what you call a quilt hoarder. She's a quilt hoarder. She has so many quilts, pillowcases, table runners, whatever. Well, you can't go anywhere and stay for free, right? So when I go there and commandeer her house for a month at a time, her garden, her car, everything, I just thank you, Marie Graham. Says great job, Auntie. Yes. So I want to show you guys that you can do this. This quilt, everybody in here can make. You can be blind, literally, legally blind, and make this quilt because it's big enough that you can feel the seams. Oh, no, you don't wish I was there? Well, I'm not going to tell you how many pounds of oxtail I got back there in that freezer then, because you wouldn't want to, I wouldn't want you to worry your little head about it. So now it's time to say goodbye to all our lovely friends. In American Sign Language, this is an I, this is an L, this is a U. Ego amote. I love you guys. Come again. I will see you Thursday, 4 p.m. 4 p.m. Eastern.